Today's guest is Kelly Shea. She is the founder of Innovation Station Kits. She's the CEO. She specializes in innovation in education, consulting mentor, and a recipient of Open Innovation Challenge. In this episode of the Intern Whisperer, we're going to dive into the innovative mind of Kelly, a trailblazer in youth entrepreneurship and innovation education. As the founder of Innovation Station Kits, Kelly is redefining how kids engage with real world problem solving without relying on tech. Her kits guide students through the innovation journey with hands on activities that are centered around the themes problem, solution, you're the inventor, and pitch competition setup. Kelly's going to share her journey as a serial entrepreneur, her role supporting innovators throughout the United Inventors Association, and how she turned a travel mishap into a product innovation, Drip Lock, a solution for leaky pump bottles. Tune in to learn more about how creativity, persistence, and a passion for education can lead to breakthrough innovations. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here today.
Where did you go to school? How did you get to Drip Lock and to Innovation Station Kits?
Yeah, I grew up in Tampa Bay area and I always had a love for inventing. When I got a phone in 7th grade, I started a list of ideas on my phone of just random inventions. I graduated high school in 2020. Of course, another COVID story, but I didn't have graduation, didn't have prom, any of that stuff. I decided to still go to college in person because I wanted that experience. In fall of 2020, I came to the University of Central Florida. I was frankly bored. There wasn't much going on. All my classes were online, with the exception of one. I was actually traveling to meet my boyfriend's aunt and uncle for the first time, locked the top of my face wash in my backpack. They live in Apopka, so from UCF, it was about a 45-minute car ride. When I get there, I open up my backpack and my face wash spilled all over my clothes. Obviously, the frustration there. You expect the built-in lock to work, and it didn't. This is when I did the same thing I always do. I wrote down in my phone something to prevent pump bottles from spilling in your travel bag. That's literally what it says in my notes still today. When I got back to school after that weekend, I was like, I wonder what resources UCF has for me. Even as an elementary education major, I wonder if there's anything I can use. I ended up emailing the Innovation Lab and they connected me with Blackstone Launchpad. I learned how to 3D print, prototype, and made my first few versions of Drip Lock, which ended up being a stackable device that locks around the shaft of a pump bottle to prevent it from spilling when you travel or regulate product. Through that, I won pitch competitions. I was able to launch within a year. I did a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign.
That's fascinating. What is going on with Drip Lock?
I actually just got the utility patent for it in February. I was fully granted February of 2025. It's a big accomplishment because getting a patent is very hard, long process. I had an amazing attorney who was actually also a UCF alum. Daniel Law Offices here in Orlando. His name's Jason Daniel. He was really, really amazing. Reaching out to network is what helped me there. For now, I'm actually almost out of units of Drip Lock. What I'm going to do is to try and license it. I'm not as passionate about it as I once was. Hopefully one day I'll be able to come back to it and expand the product line and everything. It's now time to pivot. And with my new company, I figured for now, let's shift gears and prioritize the kitchen.
You even took the time to sit down and write it in a book. You are the epitome of what I think an inventor and an entrepreneur is. You are wired that way. I can tell that for sure. Let's talk about what Innovation Station Kits are.
As an elementary education major, and obviously with my passion of inventing, I decided to create a series of kits that teach the invention process to kindergarten through 6th grade, because I'm very passionate about that hands-on problem solving piece as opposed to being stuck on a computer all day. There's no technology involved. I wrote 4 children's books that go along with each step to help with empathy and incorporate all aspects of STEM plus literacy. So an overall picture to help maintain engagement and learn how to problem solve at a young age.
That sounds fascinating too. What's in an innovation station kit?
The first two kits come with the guided inventor activity. What I want to do is I want to meet the kids halfway. And I want to teach them that you don't have to make something brand new to be considered an inventor. You can build upon existing items and problem solve for yourself. The first two kits is understanding problems before creating solutions. That is the biggest mistake inventors make. They create a solution that is searching for a problem. In the first book, you get a grabber, you get educator materials, and then everything you need to go through the process as an educator, as a parent, and as a student. That guided activity in the book, they can't reach a ball out of a tree. They're like, oh no, what do we do? Then they can't reach a cup out of a cabinet. Again, what do we do? Then the students are prompted to fill out problem statements on worksheets and adapt that grabber now based on problems they experience with reaching. Do you have lack of motor function? Do we need to adjust the handle? Is it opening an oven? Those types of things. The third kit, let's invent. Then you work through an invention of your own. You do get an inventor's notebook to write down things you think of, just like I did. Then the last kit is actually pitching your product. You turn a poster board and learn how to do an elevator pitch.
Based on what you're just sharing with me, the kits are guiding the kids through how to use a product. Is it applicable for them? It's understanding what customer discovery and problem solving can be from multiple places. Is that the direction that you see kids going with this product?
Oh, 1,000%. Everyone thinks, oh, prototype, I have to know how to 3D print or I have to know how to code. No, MVP, minimum viable product, is what you're doing. Take items around you, get that validation before continuing. That's what I'm teaching. Then also at that age, so many kids are so focused on technology and in the classroom, they're on computers all day long. It's teaching those real world problem solving skills through inventing. I have a full resource guide for the educators with lesson plans, videos of kids pitching on Shark Tank to help, because a lot of times at a certain age, it's hard sometimes for certain thinkers to see themselves in a way if they don't see other kids doing.
When you did this
Mhm.
Shark Tank type of activity, was that just in the classroom? Where do you see that going?
What I want to do, my ideal world with the kids, my 5-year or 10-year plan, I would love to see districts adopt the curriculum that I've created. It's that fun activity that the second graders get to do. When you get to third grade, you work through the kits and you create something in your classroom. Now, the classroom competes, you bring in parents. I even made judge sheets, certificates, all of that, everything you need to do it. You compete in the classroom. Someone wins that classroom based on votes or score. Then they move on to the school level. Now, all the third grade classrooms compete against each other, moving on to district level. Then all the schools compete against each other for this big invention centered kind of activity, pitching and all of that, which could be super fun.
Do you
Yeah.
plan on expanding your product?
I have had some interest with after school care because these lessons can be stretched out or condensed based
Mhm.
on the individual's ability. I designed it like that for a reason. I want it to appeal to all the different types of thinkers.
Right.
There's the visual, the auditory. I'm really big on creating content that's digestible for different thinkers. The goal of it is to be stretched into a year-long program that is accomplished. But for now, I am starting out with those after-school care programs, just refine the product and perfect it to be ready for that year-long opportunity. Yeah.
Now, our fun question. If we gave every student a backpack with duct tape, a banana, and a problem to solve, how long before we would see the next Elon Musk or MacGyver?
I do think as long as you give the individual encouragement, the opportunity to fail, and obviously multiple of the supplies to work and refine it, I don't think it'll take too long. I do think that hands-on working with the physical products is the building blocks and the basics to getting to that technology. You're not going to have the technology without the basic learning.
The only time that failure is seen in a positive way is in the world of entrepreneurship, especially when
Mhm.
it comes to innovation. Outside of that, everybody else believes that failure is bad. And that's unfortunate because Failure is the
Mm.
best teacher, and we know that in the world of education. There's pockets of people that understand the value of repetition.
I completely agree. I
Yeah,
found what my strengths were, and I'll stick with those.
we all learn in different ways. Our timing is different. So I
Yeah.
agree. It was Elon Musk that said this. We should see the first unicorn single member company by next year with AI. Automations and agents, you should not even have to have people. That was very disheartening for me because I'm sure that's possible. But as humans, we're made for relationship. And that is also how we learn. We learn through peer and reverse mentoring. We learn through others. It's super important to have that in place. Having a company with no humans, that's very sad.
We're so caught up in the technology today because it is absolutely fascinating. People forget the journey to get to this point. We wouldn't have anything without that human connection and interaction. And you even see it today where certain ages don't know how to interact with others. You're seeing more behavioral issues today than ever before with young ages.
We're going to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsor, Cat 5 Studios, and we'll be right back.
The Intern Whisperer is brought to you by Cat 5 Studios, who help you create games and videos for your training and marketing needs that are out of this world. Visit Cat 5 Studios for more information to learn how Cat 5 Studios can help your business. Thank you, Cat 5 Studios.
We are back to the second part of our show where we talk about the future of jobs and industries in 2030. In the future, do you think report cards will be replaced with Yelp reviews from AI mentors? Could it be that they're human, or could it be AI agents and or student teammates?
I hope not. I hope that the report cards aren't replaced with Yelp reviews. I'd rather have the hard evidence of how I performed in school rather than a review of how I acted at one point.
I believe that's the direction that jobs will go, and how performance reviews will happen is going to be on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being an
Yeah.
expert. Your ability to demonstrate the level of proficiency that you have in that role of the job is going to be measured in real time. The ability to demonstrate your problem solving, your critical thinking, your communication skills on a scale of 1 to 5, I believe that's going to be a sliding scale too. I don't think anybody's a 5 in communication, to be honest. People, when we use sentences, we say, oh, they went to the store with me. Well, who's they? What store? When did you go? What did you get? The who, what, why, where, when, how. We don't
Yeah.
use that enough in our communication. I don't think it's clear enough. Concern of mine is that we would actually see not maybe Yelp reviews, but something like that in real time. Maybe it's going to be on LinkedIn. Maybe it could be on Facebook.
Yeah.
Have you thought about anything like that?
I'm going to be honest, not too much, but now that you're saying it, it's definitely getting me thinking. I do know on LinkedIn you can endorse people. It would be interesting. I could see it going many ways. I do think it could be beneficial for someone trying to network, build a relationship. I think it's interesting.
You can
Yeah.
see that on Google reviews, right? Somebody can have a bad Google review. It takes a lot to overcome a bad review on Google. A lot.
Even Amazon, I've had a few people for drip lock comment, I didn't know a lock was required. I can't use this with the 1 star. There is no lock. And Amazon won't remove it. But I need 10 5 stars to cancel out that 1 star.
Yeah.
It's tough because then see those reviews and you just hope people read my description and determine from there. My first real job in high school was Cold Stone for Google. You need 10 5 stars to cancel out that 1 star. Try to be nice to everyone, and we really got to work on it. It always stuck with me.
I experienced that also with my company, Employers for
Yeah.
Change. They gave me 2 stars and I went, why? Google wouldn't take it off either. They're not going to. I wrote a comment and I said, I have no idea who you are, but tell me what it is that you think we could do better. There was no
Yep.
response. It took a lot of Google reviews for us, and we had all 5 stars. We actually moved up to a 4.8, but it's still, you're absolutely right. Let's just say next year. Do you think schools will offer courses? How could it be done?
Yeah, this is happening a lot with high school and middle school. I chose the K through 6. That is when you're the most creative. As soon as you get to 7th or 8th grade, you're starting to think, I have high school and then I have college. What do I want to do? I have to start getting involved. You lose the creativity in yourself. This is when you're going through puberty, you're also listening to more of the people around you and peer pressure. And I do think peer pressure is happening now at a younger and younger age. This is where I think that they should offer these courses to younger ages. That's when you're learning what you want to be. A lot of K through 6, if you ask them, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a realtor because my dad's a realtor. They don't know the world outside of that as much. That's why they do the Great American Teach-In. I would hope it's taught. And I do think that kids will run the world one day. I do think that they're our future and we need to build that confidence in them. Social media knocks down the confidence so much. Them teaching the course and going through it, I think that's a great idea, personally.
I do too. Something else that was brought up in the education classes is that as we're growing up, we're always taught, oh, you need to be able to think differently. You have to stand out in different ways. You have to be different. Then there's middle school, and you go, oh, but you're just desperately trying to fit in. That carries through high
Yeah.
school. Then the table flips again, where you get in
Mhm.
college. Now you have to stand out. How do you stand
Yeah.
out? Just like in business, what's your differentiation? It's really
Right.
hard.
I was very overweight growing up, and I had a very hard time fitting in. I was wearing a blue flannel one day, and I was told I looked like a big fat blueberry. I have those couple of really strong friends that I absolutely love. I'll be friends with forever. It's really tough. I would love to see people find that confidence in them at a younger age. I wish I
Yeah.
had that opportunity to do it as well. You love creating something. You're so proud of what you've created. Let's encourage that now. I could go about that all day.
I agree. If it's inventing things or if
Yeah.
it's plays and books, there's all of these ways that we can stand out. It's really important for us as all humans to repress saying negative things, but stay in the world of positivity. What are your thoughts about AI, robots,
Yeah.
robots, augmented virtual reality? Have you ever played with any of those? You're exposed to it.
So
I know.
I worked a full-time job for a year where I helped high-tech companies and startups get to where they are. When I was working at UCF, I had a lot of people approach me about apps and things. I did get exposed to a lot of different things, even though that's not what I knew. I do think it is overused today. And that's where I'm actually working on when you asked me earlier about expanding my kits. I am shifting to become more of an ed tech company. It's a tool. You need that hands-on component. If you're a little stuck on something, let's use it as a tool to help you with your problem. And then you can refine it. Don't just take it for what it is. It gives great ideas. Technology is the future. Robots are going to be everywhere. AI is already used in everything. Years ago, people didn't know the term as much. But I remember an app called Talking Tom. That was a form of AI mimicking you. It's been here, but now it's just blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
We need to get back to teaching our basics. They don't learn how to count cash anymore. In a lot of school districts, they don't learn how to write cursive, read a clock. If the power goes out, what are you going to do?
I
You know?
agree.
So,
I did one of my podcasts about the Jetsons, and I started talking about the fact that all of the inventions that we actually enjoy now, whether it's microwaves or the internet, all of these
yeah.
things, including robots, were being invented back in the late 1950s in the colleges on the East Coast and also on the West Coast, all the Ivy League schools, developing. And then boom, it comes out and people think this is new. No, it's been around forever, 60,
Yeah.
70 years. And people just did not know about it. These are things that are invented to take into space. Anybody that is in the military, they have used these technologies in war settings.
One of the reasons I write things down and why I include an inventor's notebook, like a physical notebook, is because our attention spans are shorter. I am a product of technology. That's my generation. I think every generation from the previous one is considered lazy and those types of things. I know people who everything they do is through ChatGPT. It's fine to ask for help. Let it empower you, let it support you, but don't make it your personality. It's not you. I want to know you, not what the computer tells you you should be. My
Yeah.
dad taught me write things down. For me to remember things, I did musical theater when I was younger. I couldn't remember stuff unless I rewrote my lines. If I type it, I'm not remembering. But that's
Yeah,
me
because
personally. Technology's the future, but we also need those basic foundational skills.
yes, you're absolutely right. Those go back to the educational principles.
And
Totally
if
right.
any teachers today, most will tell you the same
They
thing.
will. If a teacher has not gone through adult learning or primary, secondary type of learning principles, I don't think that
Mm,
they know that. Kudos to you. I love what you're doing. I know it's spot on and it's absolutely needed. Your favorite tool is Chat GPT because I use 9 of them and I think there's 15 at least.
I will say ChatGPT is the one I use the most. I am learning about different platforms. Canva has some great AI tools as well. Canva and ChatGPT are probably the ones I use the most. I would love to learn more.
I have a couple of tips I'll share. I use Copilot, Perplexity, Gemini. I use Claude, but I know there's a lot more than that. Chat is not very good at being able to give citations and have it connect directly to the source. Then I take that, if I write it there, and I plug it into Claude, and I ask Claude to go in there and find me the sources. Perplexity and Claude are really strong, being able to give you valid sources, and so is Gemini. I'll ask Claude to clean it up, and it gives me a better citation list. And then I still go back and forth and I double check. And I look in the article, is that statistic there that maybe I was wanting to include? What is
All
the
right.
best mentoring advice that you would like to pass on to our listeners and our viewers?
Just do it. So many people I know with my work with the UIA, United Inventor Association, I see so many people, oh, I have 10 patents. That's awesome. Let's put it out in the world. Being an entrepreneur is being a risk taker. If this is the path you want to follow, do it. You'll get the feedback. You're going to fail. Don't be afraid of that failure.
That's solid. Go ahead and talk about the Inventor Association that you just mentioned.
The United Inventor Association, it's a free membership. I came across them actually when I pitched Driplock at a trade show. I didn't know it would lead to me having a job. They have a great board. The president, Carmine Danisco, is absolutely amazing. He also helps manufacture products from all different kind of classifications, and he truly cares about inventors. It is one of the longest and largest entrepreneurial organizations in the US, and definitely recommend them to anyone. There's free webinars, free newsletters, resources, and support. That's something we all need.
What's the website again?
UIAUSA.org.
Okay, uia.usa.org. It's a nonprofit.
Yes, it's free membership right now. They're working on membership levels. It is truly a nonprofit right now where they rely on sponsorships.
We acknowledge all of these great groups, and this is how more people hear about it. Thank you for
Yeah.
taking time to share. What social channels are you guys on, Innovation Station Kits? How can our listeners and viewers reach out to you?
You can reach out to me through my website or social media. It's Innovation Station Kits, KITS.com. That's where you can check out all the content materials. Our social media is the same, Innovation Station Kits, KITS, on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Can people connect with you directly on your personal LinkedIn?
Of course. I always recommend there's a few Kelly Sheas out there. So I do recommend you type in Innovation Station with my name to find me.
I want to thank you so much for being here today. And it's been such a pleasure to be able to learn more about you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited to stay more connected now.
Thank you to our sponsor, Cat 5 Studios, and thank you to our video production and editing team. Music is by Sophie Lloyd. The Intern Whisperer is brought to you by Employers for Change, helping hiring teams to recruit and upskill their intern talent and employees. Learn more at www.e4c.tech and become a member to reduce hiring bias and improve your company culture through Head and Heart Smart recruitment and learning. Subscribe to the Intern Whisperer today and show your support by sharing our show, tagging a friend to listen, and leaving us comments. You can find the Intern Whisperer podcast on Employers for Change YouTube channel or streaming from your favorite podcast channel.